Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another segment of Word of the Day. My name is Caesar, and this is Inspire Movement. Hope you're having a lovely start to your work week. So today we're continuing with the word willpower, a very important word. So the definition of willpower is control exerted to do something or to restrain impulses. You can also think of it as discipline and or self-restraint. Now, it's important to know that with willpower, it can be fatigued. Think of like the overuse of a muscle. Willpower can also be fatigued in this way, but it can also be strengthened. And we'll talk about that in a little bit when we look at tips for developing or enhancing your willpower. What are some examples of having willpower? Well, for example, if you're trying to quit smoking, resisting the urge or the craving to smoke would be a way of exercising your willpower. In the same way that maybe you're trying to go into some form of weight loss program, you're trying to fit into a dress for a special party over the summer, and you exercise your willpower by restraining yourself from certain foods that would maybe help you carry weight. Another example would be for students who are preparing for an exam, and right the day before an important exam, they restrain themselves from going to Netflix and actually binging on episodes or different shows that they may be wanting to watch. So what are some tips for our willpower, for enhancing or developing our willpower? Well, for one, to take on manageable, achievable steps. So taking bite sizes through some long, possibly or broad aspect of your life that you're trying to change. For example, if you're trying to be more responsible, maybe one thing that you could try to tackle on tomorrow is winning the battle of the bed sheets and not hitting the snooze button, but actually waking up. That would be that one thing that you could work on for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, whatever the case may be, until you habituate that one thing that makes you more responsible throughout your day, and then you can again use your willpower to maybe garner something new throughout your day that makes you more responsible. That would be something that you could do. Also, you can plan ahead. Knowing that you want to do certain things, execute some form of a plan in order to exercise your willpower for that one thing, such as what we talked about before. Maybe it's the early morning wake up by winning the battle of the bed sheets. That could be something that you could plan ahead on. Something else that you can do is seek some form of support group. If you're trying to lose weight, for example, maybe joining a running club or an exercise group to be able to stay motivated, stay accountable, and have some bounce back from other people that are doing the same thing. Also, exercising some form of reward system for whenever you've been able to achieve small wins. And again, because you're taking small steps for maybe a broader thing that you're trying to change, just keeping that in mind, that whenever you do achieve something like winning the battle of the bed sheet, that you celebrate that with someone, a loved one, maybe an accountability partner, a coach or a mentor, whomever you're using to stay accountable, but to celebrate the little wins, because making change, executing change is hard stuff. So anytime that we're trying to do something new, it's going to require a lot of work. So we want to make sure that we stay honest and reward ourselves whenever appropriate. Those are some small little things that we can do. One thing that I would also say to you is being afraid to tackle something new and exercising your willpower. Well, that's tough, that's hard, and that's okay. But what isn't okay is for us to not try something at all because we are afraid. So just something to think about. With a high belief system, you are able to achieve change in your life. And again, it does take willpower, discipline, and also that focus on showing some form of restraint around impulses, short-term impulses, to achieve your long-term goals. That's another perspective that you can take on when you think about willpower. As I personally reflect on willpower, I can say, I've had many issues with compulsions and bad behavioral patterns that have taken me a long time to change, and it has taken willpower to get there. But it's using some of these things that we've talked about that I've been able to do it. It hasn't been because I have this incredible internal fortitude or some hidden power that I've been able to radically change my life. It's taken me over a decade to change or make what appears to be radical change in my life, while I'm still working on a whole bunch of different things. You're never kind of like a finished product, if you will. And we're always having to use this discipline and this self-restraint in order to make further change. But I can say that I can be a testimony to how these small incremental wins become additive, and over time they exact big change, right? Because small little steps, when you put them all together, do become quite the big change. And leaning into this whole thing about willpower being something that can be fatigued, I can think also of a research that was done by university where they took two separate groups of students to talk into this issue about how willpower can be fatigued, and gave them different sets of instructions. One of them was told to not eat some cookies that were in the lobby area as they prepared to take this very arduous test, while others were told that they were okay to eat the cookies. And what happened basically is when these two disparate groups went and took that very arduous test, the folks that were told to not eat the cookies and exercise the willpower around that, when challenged by this very difficult test, their willpower had already been fatigued. They didn't do so well. So that's kind of something to take stock on, that we can fatigue our willpower, and that's exactly why we want to take very small steps to exact change in our lives. I hope these reflections have been helpful for you. It's always an honor and privilege to connect with you. If there's some topic that you want us to consider, please reach out to us at www.inspiremovement.com. We look forward to connecting with you and conversing with you. Thank you so much, and have a lovely rest of the week.